Okay, my green light just came on, so it should be stream. There we go. Yep, we should be live. Hey everybody, can y'all see me yet? You should be getting the notification. Are you getting it? Okay. Thanks, Donna. All right, bye. Hey everybody, I am so sorry about that. I don't know what the glitch was. I don't know what was, hey everybody. Oh my goodness, how stressful. Thank y'all so much for being patient and hanging in there with me. I don't know, you can see me and hear me, yay. Finally, it only took me over 30 minutes to get this going because I actually tried to come on a little earlier and it did not, it just wasn't working. So hopefully everybody will filter back in. I want to thank all of you for your calls and messages. I couldn't answer everybody because I was working behind the scenes here on my computer trying to get this all to work. And actually Donna called me and Marcia called me, and I was actually on the phone with Donna when Marcia called. Thank y'all so much for your help. I don't know what I would do without you. Hopefully Alicia will be back on. She had also sent me some messages, but like I said, Brian had messaged me, but I could not, and Carmina had messaged me. I couldn't message everybody back, and I do apologize for that. But anyway, we are here. Yay! I'm a little razzled for it, but at least we are together, and that's the most important thing. I was so excited about my projects for today because I don't have one card or two cards, I have 3 cards, and I've never done that. I usually just kind of go with one card because I'm always afraid of running over. Well, I hate to tell y'all, but today's gonna probably be one of those days where we run over. The first thing I want to do is go ahead and do our giveaways and get those over with. I'm going to switch y'all over to, let's see, how about if I do just my desktop to start off with. There we go. I'm going to start off with this and see if we can choose our winner. Let me text real quick and let some people know. Just to let them know that I am back on to go look for me. So anyway, I want to go ahead and pick our winners. So that was my first thing that I wanted to do. And I've got my random name picker. And last week, Marcia had won the beautiful paper, but she already had this. And so she contacted me and told me that she wanted me to bless someone else with this beautiful pack of paper. So this was our last week's giveaway. October the 4th, and we are going to pick another winner. I thought, why not, since we have these people in here, I want to make sure all these names look good. So, hey Alicia, I've sent you a real quick message because I wanted you to be able to make it back over if you could. These are the people that we have in here for this pack of paper. So I am going to go ahead and choose. Now, if you win this today, let me know. If you're here and you win this pack of paper, these were from the comments from the week before giveaway. So if you commented on that video, and I forget which card that was, it's so hard to keep track of it. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and choose the winner for this, and here's our list of names. Margie Ryan. So Margie had messaged me earlier and said that she could not be here, so I'll get that out to Margie. So, and then the next one we have is last week's video was for this Feels Like Home stamp set. Y'all saw me do a card with this. It is a beautiful stamp set, and it is, I absolutely love it. I hate that it's gone away because with Stampin' Up, I can always use it, but not on camera. But I did make a beautiful card, at least I thought it was beautiful, where I colored this, and I thought it colored so pretty. So that's going to be our giveaway for from last week. So I'm going to go ahead and go back and let's go back to our giveaways. Oops, that's not it. Back to there. And add names. That was the 4th. We don't want that one. Edit. That's not it. Sometimes I think I am just a little bit... Oh, here we go. This was for the October 11th giveaway. So here's my names. I had 12 names for this one. So a lot of... Oh, I got a stamp set. I realized that until my husband went to the post office for me and said, nope, 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 nope. It was closed. So I looked at the calendar. Today's Columbus Day. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and choose our winner for this. And Brian Dickey, you have won this beautiful stamp set. Congratulations, Brian. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put y'all's names, yours and Margie's, on my stamps and dies so that I will remember who goes to what. And I will get these out in the mail for y'all tomorrow. And let's put Margie on the paper. And then, guess what? I'm going to show y'all what next week. Oh, thank you, Terry. You know, it is so easy to get flustered because going live is not a simple process to start with. But then when you take in considerations, I'm going to let y'all see me up in the corner. I hope what I did with my program didn't cause all the haywire today. I really don't think it did, but if you notice, I've got my picture up in the top corner here, and that way you can see me while I'm crafting. I made it a little bit smaller, and I also had gone in to see if I could set up not a premiere, but a what is the right word? I'll get it out in a minute. I wanted to set a video up that would alert everyone that a video was going to post today at 1 o'clock, so that all you'd have to do is just go there, click on it, and you could actually chat amongst yourselves until the 1 o'clock hour, and then I'd pop in. I had done some behind the scenes things like that, trying to make this a little easier for all of us, but it didn't quite work so well, did it? But anyway, I know Margie's not here. She had a doctor's appointment, but I do want to wish Margie a very, very happy birthday. I did contact her early this morning. Is my sound not working? All of a sudden, okay, there we go. I don't know what happened. It's like all of a sudden I didn't see my sound. But anyway, like I said, I did wish Margie a very, very happy birthday this morning. And I also told her that I had her a little something in the mail. So hopefully she will be very surprised. It's going to be late because things happen. But anyway, I figure she can just celebrate her birthday all week. Why not? Next week's giveaway is going to be half a pack of the Penguin Playmates. This is the cutest paper ever, and I'm going to show you all this. And all you have to do to be in the drawing for this is after this video is over, give me about 15 or 20 minutes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the YouTube channel. I'm going to put all the descriptions in, and once that's all set and it's changed to the Eden's Garden, that's when you'll know that everything has been put in there and it's been saved. If you want to drop me a comment at that point, then I will take anyone who puts a comment in there, and you will be in the random picker for next week for our drawing for this paper. But I want y'all to see this paper. It is so stinking cute. Look at that, little Christmas trees on that side. Look at those little happy characters. Are they not adorable? I love this paper. If you have the penguin punch, I think these little penguins will punch out with that. And it's, you know, Stampin' Up! Does such a great job. They give you neutral colors on one side and a beautiful pattern on the other side. So look at that, and look at that blue. I love that blue, and that's the Misty Moonlight. So another thing too that you will always find with Stampin' Up! Products, every piece of pattern paper or designer series paper will match our cardstocks. So you never have to run around and say, oh, I can't find a shade of blue that will match this. You will have a couple of options to actually find paper that will match this. Look at that. Is that not adorable? Anyway, I just wanted to thumb through this really quick. I love those stars. Y'all seen me use some of this when Celebration first started. And I do have quite a few Celebration items that I'm going to be giving away in the next little bit. There will also be a little card tucked in here. And what this is, let me put it up here like this so you can see it. This tells you that this was a 12 by 12 pack, but I cut it down for a couple reasons. It would cost me a fortune to send a pack of paper 12 by 12. So in giving away free gifts, I need to try to keep the postage down. So usually a size this size, I can usually send it for $3 to $4, whereas if I'm paying for a big piece, it's going to cost me anywhere from $7 to $9, depending on where it's going. So that's the reason why I usually cut down the packs of paper and do a portion like this. So anyway, next week we will draw for this pack of paper, and that little card that I showed you will show you all of the colors that will coordinate with this pack of paper. So that's always a plus. So that'll be next week's drawing. Now I want to go through what I'm going to use for today's card, and I'm going to try not to look at the chat. That's so hard for me to do. I'm actually covering it up with another screen so I'm not distracted. Let me move my phone over here out of the way. I should have turned it down, but hopefully everybody that would be calling me knows that I'm doing a live, so hopefully. Alright, we're going to do a couple of things today. We are going to be using our VersaMark Ink, our little powder tool that is the anti-static for your embossing powder. And I've got my gold embossing powder. I buy my embossing powder from Stampin' Up! Because I love the quality of their embossing powder. But I dump it in one of these little, what are they called, take-alongs. They're put out by Rubbermaid. Glad has them. There's a lot of different ones, but I dump my embossing powder in these. It makes it so much simpler when I'm getting ready to put the powder down on it, because I can hold my piece directly over top of this little bin. I can sprinkle it over, tap it off, and then move on. So we're going to be using that along with the heat tool. That's going to be another one of our things that we're going to be using for our heat embossing. I'm going to try to show you everything we're going to use. As far as my adhesives goes, I have my Stampin' Seal Plus, my liquid glue, and some glue dots. Those are going to be our adhesives. I tried my best to be so organized today, and it kind of just all went to the wayside with YouTube not cooperating with me. I have my Stampin' Chamois, or Simply Chamois, and I have two of these, and I did wash them this morning because they're pretty wet. I try to make sure that I go and rinse these out every day. So for two reasons, so they don't mildew. Sometimes if I'm going to leave them overnight, I'll leave them open like this. If you're using a dye-based ink like the Stampin' Up! Colors, the water will clean those up beautifully. But if you are using a pigment ink or any other type of solvent ink or anything like that, you will definitely need to use a stamp cleaner for those. But today we're using a couple of ink pads. We're going to be using the VersaMark, like I showed you, and we're going to be using two of our new ink colors, the Soft Succulent and the Evening Evergreen. And if you want to know why we're using those colors, is because the bundle that we're using today, and if you watched my last video from last week where I introduced this bundle to y'all, this is a pre-release bundle, actually collection, because the paper, let me grab my papers, if I can get my puppy dogs out from under my feet. Yeah, I wanted to show you these papers. There's 2 specialty packs of paper that comes with this and a set of gems. The gems are gorgeous, but they're on back order. So because they're on back order, I was not able to get them. Hopefully by the time this is available for all of you customers to order, you will be able to get those gems as well. I'm hoping they'll be in, but you know, everything is pending on all of those barges and cargo ships and what have you that are sitting out there that cannot get unloaded, and it's kind of wreaking havoc on everything. But we just have to learn patience, and they say patience is a virtue. Evidently, I don't have a lot of virtue, because my husband will tell you I do try to be patient. I really don't want to pray for patience, because usually with that lesson comes tribulation, and we don't want that. Anyway, these are the beautiful dies and the stamp set. This is a cling stamp set. It is beautiful. It's a distinctive. So this flower and these little greeneries actually stamp in distinctive. So they look like they're 2 or 3 different shades of one ink pass. So that's really neat. All right, so that's that. Here is our paper. This is the Designer Series paper specialty, and this is called Evergreen. And I'm going to pull out, I went ahead and bought 2 packs of this, because as a demonstrator I could order 2 packs. And look at this. Look at the beautiful gold accent. That's what makes it specialty. Anytime you have a paper that has any of the gold flecks, and look at that one, it's got the gold flecks but just little teeny dots of it, and I use that as an inspiration on one of my cards, and I'll show those to you in just a minute. Look at the soft succulent, and look at that gold. There's something about gold that just makes everything. And again, like I showed you on the Penguin Playmates, on the back side of each one of these you have a very muted color that you can use for anything. It doesn't necessarily have to fall into this, so they always give you that option. Look at this piece right here. And I didn't use this piece in any of my cards, but I definitely got to come back and do something with that. That is gorgeous. And you get 2 sheets of each design, or you could call it, and see there's that neutral pattern again. Oh, just so pretty. And this is another one that's so beautiful. I hope my camera is picking up that gold, the gold flecks in that, because it is stunning. And then look at this piece. So pretty. That's got a lot of gold in it. But isn't that, it just looks so rich. And then this is the back of that. This piece here. And that looks like the herringbone, which is so pretty. Love, love, love the patterns of the paper that Stampin' Up! Comes up with. Their paper is always stunning. And anyone that uses Stampin' Up! Products, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, so pretty. Alright, I'm going to lay this over to the side. And I'm going to show you the other paper is called Evergreen, and this is cotton paper. Now, I had never used cotton paper, so I was really excited when I got it to kind of feel it and see what it was like. And I will tell you, it feels like tissue paper. A little bit thicker. One side is slick, the other side feels more matted. So I'm thinking that this matted side might take the ink a little better. And I didn't think about that when I was playing with this and coming up with my card design, so we might play with that today and see which side we like better. But that's that paper. Oh, and wait a minute, I didn't tell you this. It comes in 2 colors. It comes in the soft succulent and the evening evergreen. Isn't that gorgeous? And you'll see why now with the color of the Designer Series paper and the color of the cotton paper, why I chose the designs that I did. Here is one of the cards we're going to be making today. And I got that one, I'm going to lay right there. And then we have this one. And we might jazz them up and make them a little bit different. But we have this one. And then we have this one. So, I already have everything pre-cut and ready to go. So hopefully, let me get my notifications that keep popping up out of my way. Hopefully by showing you all 3 of these, whoops, I had this one upside down. I did some heat embossing here and here. I just did stamping on this one, but if you notice, right here, you see how I used the little gold dotting? And you might ask me how I did that. I have a gold pen. This is not a Stampin' Up! Product. This is just a Uniball gold pen, and it's called a Gel Impact, and this is a 1.0. So it gives you a nice dot of gold. So that's what I used on this little piece right here. to get these little gold dots around those leaves. And I thought that look, sometimes just the tiniest little thing can add so much to the outside and inside of our card. And also, when I was looking back at this one this morning, I thought I need a little scalloped border here. But I was even telling Donna, I said, you know, I wish Stampin' Up! Had more. I got a little bit of adhesive overhanging right here. Might have to trim that. But I wish they had more little scallop borders. Now, I've got other ones that aren't Stampin' Up! We all do. But to stay in compliance with Stampin' Up! And making sure that I'm using their products, I came up with another plan. So I'll tell you what, let's do this card first, since I've got my plan ready for it. And I was so excited to work this one through. So there's my pieces for it. And I'm going to lay this one up here. And what we're going to start off with is our card base out of an Evening Evergreen. And this is 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4, right in the middle. So that gives me my nice little card base. So the other thing that I did is I cut a strip, and this strip is 1 inch, I believe, or a 1/2 inch. I think it's a 1/2 inch. Yeah, a 1/2 inch strip. And I didn't cut it off, I just left it at that point. But we're going to glue that right along that edge like that. Now, I didn't see these card sketches anywhere. I just happened to sit down and felt very creative, and all of a sudden I was able to just knock out 3 cards really fast. And I'll have to tell y'all, I've been in a slump creatively lately. We're also going to pull in our layering circle dies, because I am using 2 of the scallop dies. The largest one on this set, so I guess it would be like the second largest, and then the third largest, I guess 4th largest. So I'm going to cut one of these out of white. So I'm going to do my big one out of white. So I am going to go over here, and I'm not going to bring my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine over. Y'all seen me cut so many times. So I'm just going to crank it through because it's right here beside me. And this is what we're getting. Beautiful scallop. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this piece, because I want that smaller scallop too. Because if you noticed, I kind of made it look like, I don't know, a circle within a circle, but kind of down. And I thought that gave a good place for my sprigs of greenery to kind of fan out. And I just thought that that was really super attractive like that. So we're going to do this one too. So I'm going to go ahead and cut all of my pieces. And Alicia, I wanted to tell you, Alicia was kind enough to volunteer to help out Donna with moderating, because I know no one can be here every time that I do a live. And I had reached out and asked if anyone could help out, and Alicia did volunteer. I have not got you set up yet. I went in to do that this morning, but my time kind of got short on me, and I didn't get a chance to do it. But hopefully I'll have you added by next time, and I'll let you know what needs to be done in order to make that happen. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is I have a piece of that cotton paper, and I want to use my dies. These beautiful, beautiful dies, and we're going to use this little sprig, and I used this one throughout the entire thing. I did this one. I should have cut these ahead of time, but we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them cut out of here. So yeah, I wish I had cut these ahead of time, but I didn't. So you know what, that's okay. We're going to go ahead and cut these real quick. Shouldn't take me too long. So y'all can talk among yourself, or we can just chit chat about this, that, and the other. And let's see. There's one. Now, a lot of times I'll just drop mine like this, and sometimes they'll come out. But I got a feeling with this cotton paper, it's not going to want to fall out for me like I would like. So I'm going to get my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to be very careful because I don't want to poke a hole in this paper. Remember, it's like tissue paper, so it's kind of delicate. So I'm just going to poke very gently, like so. Drop it, drop it. There we go. Little by little. Once you can get the edge of it to peel up, and then you can probably lift it. Oh, there we go. Lift it out just like that. But you want to be very careful with this paper because it is very delicate, and especially when you're cutting something this tiny. So I'm going to lay those up here on the edge of my computer. Also, if you notice, I've got a different view on my computer today. Instead of having y'all over to the side looking at me at an angle, I got you straight in front of me. I'm not sure how that's going to work out for me all the time because I don't have a whole lot of space there with my laptop sitting right there on the edge of the desk. But for right now, we're going to let that fly. We're going to do it that way. So let's see if we can get this one to come loose. Again, I really wish I'd have done these earlier. I wasn't even thinking how long it was going to take to cut 6 of these, but you know what? We'll get through it. And you know, if I don't get all these cards done, maybe I'll come back later on this evening and I'll just film myself making the rest of them. So maybe we'll do this one since I was late. I hate to hold y'all late. That's never one of my my goals in life, is to keep y'all at my beck and call for 2 or 3 hours. I like to come on and keep everybody about an hour, have some fun time of chit-chatting and crafting, and then, you know, move on. Because we're busy. We all have lives. We have things we have to do and things we have to take care of. So I don't want to keep y'all forever. And I promised Donna when I asked her to moderate for me that I would always try my best to keep it at an hour. So it might run a little bit over today because we were so late getting started. Almost 30 minutes over, and then I didn't do what I should have done as far as getting these pieces cut. And I thought I had everything ready to go. But hey, you know what? Things happen. I am going to pop over and look at the chat a little bit while I'm doing this. I hate to miss out on my people that come in. Oh, Alicia, I'm the same way. I never heard of cotton paper, but it really feels like tissue paper, but just a little tiny bit thicker. So, you see, it does help me. Yeah, this is available. Thank you, Susan. Susan, you won 1 week, and it was the colored pencils. And I left a message out on my channel for you to get in touch with me, but I never heard back from you. So the following week I drew another winner. But continue to comment on my videos, and hopefully you'll be in the next round of winners. I do apologize for that, but to be fair to everyone, if I didn't have an email address for you. So if you want to shoot me your email and your you can email me if you go on to any of my YouTubes and go down at the bottom under the see more. You will see my email address under there, or my phone number. You can text me or email me, and send me your email address and your mailing address, and that way I will have you in my system so that if you win, I can just send it to you. I felt so bad, but I really didn't have a choice. I did wait the full week and I didn't see you or hear from you. So I hope you understand. I really did feel bad. But, okay, there's 4, so we need 2 more. We're getting there, slowly but surely. Yeah, I hope everybody's doing good. I know with this COVID, everything is kind of all up in the air again, and so many people have been sick, and it has just not been a good time for people in general. And, you know, I just say that it's the sign of the times. And for any of my God-fearing, Bible-believing friends, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I believe we are definitely, of course, you know, I've heard older people talk about the end times my entire life, but you know what? I don't know if they saw times as bad as this. I know that our country has seen some hardships, and I will not dismiss the fact of how bad things got during the Great Depression, but we have so much hate toward one another these days that just blows my mind. I cannot understand the hatred that people have for one another, and when we really all just need to embrace each other and pull together. You know, that's what God would want us to do. So I hope that my attitude is never negative, and I hope that I'm always an encouragement to all of you, because that, and it's not to say I don't get down, because I do. Ask my husband, he'll tell you. You know, our husbands are always the ones that see us at our worst and our best. So he knows I have my moments like we all do. Okay, we got 6 of those. Now we need 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the gold paper. So I have a little piece of gold, and we're going to cut 4 of these out of that. I wish they gave us more than one of these. That would have been nice if we could have cut a couple of them at a time. But we couldn't. You know what I do when I'm working with gold? I'll show you exactly what I do. I put my piece down all the way over, and I just pull it through till it pops, and then I take it up. And the reason I do that, you're probably thinking, oh my goodness, she's crazy the way she's throwing those down. The reason I do that is I want to not run this all the way through every time, because it will pick up the ugly marks off of your plate. So if you do it like this and only run it through to cut that one piece, you won't mess up your entire piece of gold. And the gold foil picks up everything. So that's my suggestion for cutting any of your gold. Just you'll see how as I've run it back through, this has gotten crumpled. You see at the top how crumpled it looks, but this piece down here is still smooth. And that's because I'm not running it all the way through. So let's see if we can get that one out. You can be a little bit more forceful with the gold pieces because they're not as delicate as that cotton paper. So yeah, mark your calendars, because if you are in love with this Eden's Garden, November the 2nd, this will go on sale for everyone. The paper, the dies, the stamp set, and hopefully, like I said, the embellishments, because the embellishments are gorgeous. And I'm hoping that those will be available. I hate to order them, because for me to place an order, I still have to pay at least $6 and something for shipping. So I usually hold off until I have an order that's worth its while for the shipping. So unless Stampin' Up! Decides to have another one of their free shipping days, which would be wonderful. And that's another reason to stay tuned to my Facebook page, because there is where you will get all the information like that. If Stampin' Up! Has a free shipping day, or if they have any particular sale of any sort, it will definitely be posted there for you to see. So, you know, hop over there daily and just see what's going on. And you will also, if you miss out on any of my videos, I usually do post them there. I try to remember to do it as soon as the video is over, but, you know, I'm human, so I don't always make it back over there at that very moment. Sometimes I'll get a little reminder, somebody will remind me, hey, you didn't do your, you didn't put your video out there, and I'm like, oh, thank you, let me go do that right now. So I do try to remember to do that, because I know that not everybody can be here for every live, and that is normal. That is so normal. But if you want to check back so that you don't miss out on what's going on, that is a great way to do that. I'm going to try to rake up some of these little spriggies that's in my way and pop them down here in my trash can. Alright, we have these all cut and ready to go. So now what I want to do is I'm going to take this scallop, and I'm going to bring over my little silicone craft sheet because if I use glue, which I am probably going to use some glue, I don't want to get it all over everything. So there's my right side. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start putting these down ever so often here and there. Maybe like this, like that. Maybe one here and one there. And I'm going to glue those down. They don't have to be in any certain order, and I'm just going to use my liquid glue for this. But I'm going to come over here and just dab a little bit on these bottom leaves and the stem. And then pick that up and just lay it on there. You know, it doesn't have to be a rhyme or reason. But again, like I said, I love this paper for the reason that it is so delicate. But be careful with it because of its delicate nature. It can tear. So I'm going to do one right there. And these are going to look different with each card that you do. So I'm going to put this one right there. And then I'm going to put one right here. And then this one, I think I'm going to just have him coming up maybe right about there, kind of lapping over a little bit. See, what's nice about that silicone craft mat is that's putting all of that glue on here, and when that dries it will roll right off. And you can take this to the sink. Oh, wait a minute, I do have one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, one more. And you could cut as many or as little of these as you like. You know, you could fill this entire thing up if you wanted to. I'll put that one right there. So now I'm going to go in with the gold. I think for the gold, I'm going to do my little sponge trick. I have one of these little pieces of sponge. You could use a ink dauber. But I'm going to put down a little bit of glue right there. And then I'm just going to sponge in it and then kind of sponge off. And I'm going to put that on the back of that. And I'm going to be very careful not to get that gold into that. I'm going to slide this back down here behind these. Just kind of in here like that. Isn't that pretty? And then I'll do the same thing with this one. And very gently pick it up. I'm going to put one of those like right here. And that's all you want to do. You just want to kind of smooth them out. Oh, here's a little piece that didn't come out of that one. We're going to flick him out. And just put some glue down on that. And like I said, the reason I'm using that sponge, I just don't want to get glue on that gold. So I'm going to do that right there. And maybe put this one right about here. And see what a beautiful showing that is. And then when we take this other little piece and stamp some flowers on it, see how that's going to just really look so cute on there. And if you wanted to put it on at an angle, that makes it even all the better. So I'm going to lay my sponge and glue over out of the way so I don't make a mess. And I'm going to go ahead now, before I get any further, I'm going to go ahead and put, my phone is picking up my voice and it thinks I'm talking to it. Does y'all's phones do that? Our terribly smart smartphones. Okay, this piece right here, I want to do it a little bit different than I did it on this card. I told you about that ribbon that I want to scallop. And I want to take this particular ribbon, and this is that scalloped lace trim, and I want to glue it underneath here. I'm going to cut this off because it looks a little bit raggedy right there on that end. So I'm going to cut that right here. Just like that. And then I'm going to take some of my Stampin' Seal, and I'm going to run just a piece of Stampin' Seal across, oops, well look at that, I'm at the end. Doesn't that always happen on a live? You run out of something. So let me grab another Stampin' Seal. Stampin' Seal Plus. It's my favorite adhesive when it comes to a dry adhesive. Now don't get me wrong, I love the tear and tape too. There's nothing like a good roll of two-sided tape. But I do enjoy this. Alright, let's get my pieces going in the right direction. And this is so easy to change. You just drop it back in, just like that. You want to line that bottom edge up. Let's see, I got it on the right side. I'm going to see it. Okay. It goes in like this. The pieces that's got the place for the roller, you want to drop it in on that side. And then just snap it in. And then take this cover and put back over it and snap it shut. There it went. And then roll it up to the edge, and then we're ready to go again. Okay, and so now what I want to do is I want to lay this down. Just so it grabs it. So what I wanted is I just want the edge of that ribbon to peek through. And I'm going to cut that ribbon so I'm not dragging the spool along with me. These are some massive scissors right here. I think these were my grandmother's. But they still cut like a charm. Alright, let's see if we can get this pulled over and stretch this lace into that. And all I'm going to do is just press it down with my finger, just like that. And we're going to trim off this side so that it's nice and even. You know, it'd be so nice if I could read the chat and chat with y'all and do this at the same time. But I'm just not that talented, y'all. Just not that talented. Let's see, I had another, here we go, another one of these little craft sheets. Because I got adhesive on the back of that, and I want to stamp my birthday sentiment on this one. And this is the sentiment I wanted to use out of this Best Year stamp set. And I am going to grab Happy Birthday to You. And I'm going to put that down about there. And grab a stamp block. And pick that up. And I'm going to do that in the Evening Evergreen. Yeah, that scalloped lace trim is absolutely gorgeous. I was thinking this morning, Donna calls me just about every morning, unless she knows I'm busy out and about or doing something, or unless she has an early morning appointment. But the good thing about that is she's up, and the 3 hours difference in our time zone makes it where that works out really good. So she called me this morning, and I was showing her my cards that I was going to do, and I told her, I said, that one just needs something. I really need a scallop punch. And then I thought about the lace and the trim, and when I found that, I thought, this is it. This is exactly what I want to put on this card. Alright, let's move that out of our way. Now, this is going to go down right about here, but yeah, I want to put this down before I put the gold on it. But I also want to kind of gauge where my gold strip is going to go. Yeah, because I want that gold strip to go over it just barely. So I'm good right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some more Stampin' Seal, and I'm going to run a piece across the bottom and a little bit in the middle, because I really want to adhere this on good. And I am going to put this right about here, and I'm leaving about 1/8 of an inch on the side and the bottom. Isn't that pretty? Now for this piece, I am going to guess, we're going to guess, and I'm going to run a piece of the Stampin' Seal along there, and then I'm just going to run this up the side. Yep, I think we got it all the way up. So I'm going to take my paper snips. And what did I do with my scissors? Here they are. And I'm just going to open this up and I'm going to snip that off straight across. Just like that. And now all we need to do is stamp our little sentiment on here and our little flowers. So I'm going to grab the stamp set again. Get a smaller block. And let me grab this, and I love this one right here. See that one, how it's got those little dots? Isn't that so cute? We're going to play on those dots. And I am going to ink this up also in the Evening Evergreen. What did I do with them? Right here. Y'all bear with me 1 second and let me open up my Simply Chamois and clean out this stamp because I am such a stickler. Sorry about the squeak, but the chamois does squeak like that. But then look how clean my stamp is. Just water. Love it. And you can also do that with the Stampin' Scrub. You can use your Stampin' Scrub and just put water on it and get that same effect. Now I'm going to grab a piece of, I had a piece earlier. What did I do with it? I had a piece of scrap paper somewhere. Well, I'll just use one of these little grid sheets. These little grid sheets come in so handy to keep from stamping on your desk. So I'm going to take one of these and I'm going to go ahead and stamp this little leaf, and I'm going to stamp it around and around and maybe one in the middle, just like that. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. And then the other thing that I want to do is I want to stamp over here. I'm going to get that other sentiment out of there that says, let's celebrate everything. Because you know if it's your birthday, you want to celebrate everything. So I'm going to line that up using my grid paper to get that nice and even. If I get my stamp on my stamp block straight, I have a much better chance of getting my sentiment straight. So I'm going to come down to the bottom just a little bit and I'm going to stamp. Isn't that pretty? Love it, love it, love it. And that's all cleaned up. So what I'm going to do now is that gold pen that I told y'all about. I am going to open this pen, and like I said, it's a 1.0, so it puts down a good little dot of gold ink. Let me close this ink back up so I don't make a mess. And I'm going to come in here ever so slightly and put some of these little gold dots down along with the little green dots that's in there. I think this just plays well with the green that's already on there. And the fact that we use the gold accent. I love that. And you know, like I said, the little things that you do with your cards like this, it might not be a whole lot, but it does add some extra detail that you don't normally get. So now we're going to take this piece and we are going to glue this onto here. But I think I want to pop that up because I want a little bit of dimension. So I'm going to grab my Stampin' Dimensionals and I am going to put Just a few, maybe 4 or 5. Yeah, we'll do 5 because I like one in the middle. Just makes it nice and stable. And grab my little take your pick tool again because I love to pull these off with that. And my husband picked one of these up in the den last night and handed it to me. I said, I know, they're everywhere. But it is the trick of the trade. So I'm bringing that down just a little bit, so I'm probably got a little bit hanging off right there. But I'm going to grab one more of my dimensionals. What did I do with my pad? Oh, here they are. I'm going to put one more right here. Didn't get it up quite high enough, so I'm going to try to move it up underneath there just a little bit more, like that. And then pull that off. And now I want to put glue on this, and I want to sit this down right about like that. But this is going to glue flat, and that's going to stick where that dimensional's at. So I'm just going to use some liquid glue for this. And it's so pretty. Now, if you want to, you could put a little bit of glue on the back of these just to kind of tack them down. Or you can kind of let them go a little wild. Totally up to you. So I'm going to turn that around and I'm going to plop that down at an angle. Just like that. Now I got glue on my fingers, so I don't want to touch anything. And there is that card. Now look at the, let me put my embellishments on it. I lost my head. I don't want to show you the, let's see, what did I do? Here's my embellishments. For this card, I chose the Gilded Gems. These are so pretty. They're like a sequin, but they're raised up a little bit more than a sequin. They are just stunning. And so I'm going to take one of these and put right here. And then I'm going to grab one and put right beside the birthday, and one over here by the happy. Okay, now I'm going to show you the 2 cards, and you tell me which one you like the best. I really think it needed that little bit of edging. So I love the edging on that. I think it's so pretty. So y'all let me know in the chat, do you want me to continue on with one more card, or would y'all like for me just to record a video? And, oh, hey Marlene, I was wondering where you were at. Yeah, I think so too. I love that, the soft succulent with that evening evergreen. That is so pretty. But y'all have to let me know which one of these cards you like the best, the one with the lace or the one without it. And let me know in the comment if you want me to make another card. Give me a thumbs up. If you're ready to go, give me a thumbs down. And Donna, if you can't stay any longer, because it's been an hour. We've been on an hour. The one with the lace. I agree, Alicia. I love the one with the lace. It just needed something. This looked a little undone, but adding that little bit of lace. That's why I said we always need to do a card twice. Because no matter how pretty our first card is, we can always go back and improve it. Because once you look at it, you can kind of see what else needs to be done. Thank you, Asia. I'm so glad you found me back, and I'm glad that y'all were here. So let me know what you think about another card. We've got 2 more cards that we can do. Let me pull those 2 over, or I'll be more than glad to just pre-record a video, and that can go up for tomorrow. And it will be these 2 cards here. The Sending Hugs and the I'm Thinking of You. Okay, Asia says we need to keep going and do one more card. Let me see if I get some more thumbs up or thumbs down. Thumbs down means you need to go, you need to run now, and thumbs up says you're good for one more card. And we'll try to go through that one a little bit faster than we did. we can probably do this one a lot faster than we can this one. So y'all just let me know. I'm going to wait until I hear back from you. We're going to do this one if y'all decide that we need to do one more card. Okay, Bertha, you have a very blessed day. And stay tuned. You can either catch the rest of this one later. Okay, you can't get your thumbs up, but are you giving me a thumbs up, Marlene? We'll go ahead and get started. If any of you need to leave, then please feel free to go. And if that's the case, then I'll tell you what, we will, you can always come back and watch the replay. You can't get your thumbs up? Ha ha ha. Another card, please. Okay, we're going to do that. So what I did for this one, this piece of paper in the background that I stamped on is a piece of that cotton tissue paper. So what we're going to do is, and I cut this at 4 by 5 1/4, just a regular mat size. And remember I told you there's a slick side and a, trying to see which side I used. I think I used the slick side on that. So I'm going to try it on the rough side on this one and see what we come up with. And I'm going to use the Evening Evergreen on the Evening Evergreen and see what happens. So I'm going to grab, let's see, which sprig did I use? Looks like I used the one with the little dots on it. Okay, we'll use that same one. I think I still have it loaded. And I got a message, so hang on just a minute. Okay, nothing important, nothing life-shattering. Actually, it was my Ring doorbell. My husband, I think, is out there painting the door frame. He came home early again today because his job is out of work. They can't get the castings that they need to make the parts. So, again, a part of that shipping thing that's ongoing. It's just so frustrating on every end. And I think this is why we're going to see shortages during the Christmas holiday, and it's going to really wreak havoc on so many people's Christmas. Because not all of us can go out and go shopping now. I'm trying to decide which one of these I want to use. I think I'm going to try this one. This one I used a different one, but why not change it up? You know, we can. So let me grab another stamp block. And I am going to just stamp and turn and stamp and stamp. Remember, it's important to turn your paper, not your stamp. When you're doing this type of stamping, turn your paper. Isn't that gorgeous? So I'm just going to continue to turn my paper and try to get my stamping all the way around the edges, as well as up into the edges, up in these little crevices. And this one we're going to come in like that. Isn't that pretty? So soft. I love the softness, but you know what I'm looking forward to doing? And y'all can watch for this, it's coming soon. I can't wait to do this and do it in a different color. Love doing it in different color. And oh, you know, I need to stop that Ring doorbell. Every time my husband walks out there and does something, it is going to go bing, bing, bing. Alright, I am going to close that ink up. And now we have this piece, and this piece is 2 by, let's see, This is 2 inches by 5 inches. And this is going to go right across the middle, but we want to go ahead and adhere this to our card base first. And I'll tell you what I found was the best thing to adhere this with was glue dots. My tape runner didn't want to work on this. I'm going to try it again since I'm using it on the other side. Yeah, see, it will not adhere to that. So liquid glue I think is going to be a little bit, what's the word? Too wet. Yeah, I think it'll be wet. Bye, Carmina. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I surely appreciate you being here. So I'm just going to take a glue dot and I'm going to put one here. Whoops. Well, I got it on my finger right now, y'all. Okay, one there. And I'm going to do one here. I'm going to do one right here in the middle. Like I said, this paper does not take well to adhesives, but and it does liquid glue because I put down those little sprigs with the liquid glue, but they were being covered up with something else, so I wasn't worried about them looking wet. I'm thinking if I put this on my card, there we go, we're getting there. And then this one's going to go right here. You have to just ignore the buzzing you're hearing in the background. Maybe I need to shut my phone off. I'll power it off right now, and I can just turn it back on once my live is over, and I can go out there and tell my husband that he was making my doorbell go crazy. I guess he didn't think of disabling it, and I should have done that, but I didn't. Alright, we got that on there. You want to be careful with this though, because it is definitely, when you lay this down, it's going to stick. And you're probably not going to get another chance to lift this up. Okay, so I am going to try my best get that nice and centered. That looks pretty good. So now on this piece, I want to do that sentiment that says sending hugs, or we could do dear friend, how are you? And let's do that. So I'll have different cards. So dear friend, how are you? So this one is the one we're going to do our heat embossing on. And I love to heat emboss. Y'all know I do. So I'm going to use my powder tool. Now Stampin' Up! Used to sell these, but they don't anymore. But you can pick these up at any craft supply store. You can get them on Amazon. If you don't have one of these, you can take maybe like a knee-high, if anybody wears those anymore. And you can actually put a little bit of cornstarch in the toe of that and use that as a powder tool. Works the same. So just some suggestions in case you see the need or you don't have the powder tool. So there we go. I got that on here. Now I'm going to grab my VersaMark ink, and don't look at my ink pad. Y'all see what I did? If you watched my video where I did those little pumpkins, and I made the big boo-boo of stamping in my VersaFine, and then I went back and stamped in my VersaMark, and I didn't clean my ink, or my ink off of my stamp. So don't do that. Oh, let's see, is that going to fit in there? Yeah, I believe it will. So I'm going to stamp that down, hopefully in the middle. Give it a good press. And you see what I did? I got a little bit of that ink right up there on the edge, and I don't want that there. So let me see if I can go in. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but we're going to try it. I'm going to use my Mono Sand eraser and see that's going to work or not. I'll tell you what. We have two sides of paper for a reason, don't we? It's so if we mess up one side, we can turn it over and use the other side. So let's do right here. And I'm going to ink that up one more time. Pull a little bit of that powder off so I don't have quite so much of it on there. And now I'm going to be much more careful when I put this down. Just going to hold it. That is much better. So let's see now once we bring over our, I'm going to turn my heat gun on while I'm putting the embossing powder on it. Find a safe place to sit that while I'm doing this. That way it can just be heating up while we put our embossing powder on here. It vibrated off, y'all. Let's sit that over there and grab this heat gun. It should be plenty warm. And here we go. And I never get tired of this. And see, when you're done, when you let your heat tool get good and hot, it doesn't take any time at all for this to work. It does get hot, so be careful. I like to do it on the back side as well. And we are done. And I think that just adds such a touch of elegance to this card. Let's see, where is my little, here we go. So now this is going to frame that. Isn't that cute? I love, love, love the way this looks. So I am going to take my little silicone craft mat again. And I'm going to grab a little bit more glue because this has gotten a little dry. And I promise after this one I'm going to let y'all go and I'll do the other card on a video. Because it's getting late. Nobody wants to be here all day. So this card's just about done. All we're going to do is put this on and glue that little border on the bottom and put a ribbon on it. Yeah, we're going to put a ribbon on it. And I'm just going to sit this down right about there and just press that on. Isn't that pretty? Then I'm going to pop that up because, I mean, let's face it, it just needs to be popped up. So here's our card. It looks better on that side, don't y'all think? I'm going to trim this, I think, I don't know. Nah, I'm going to let it fly like it is. No, I'm going to trim it. Y'all know I'm so indecisive. So I'm just going to take about 1/4 of an inch off of each end. A little bit less over here. So you can trim that down like you want it. It doesn't have to be the exact measurements that I gave you. And then we are going to set this right in here. Let's put some dimensionals on the back of it. So I'll put one here, and right there, and there, and there. And I should put this one, so we can move him there and there. Yep, that looks better. And take your pick tool and lift these up. Yeah, I'm ready for some bright colors. I know it's fall and it's that time of the year where we want to see the deeper, rich tones of color. But y'all know I love me some bright colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up just a little bit higher, right about there, and then I'm going to glue that down, just like so. And then I use the die out of that die set, this little piece right here. This is such a cute little border piece, and when you cut it, you have to take your trimmer and then trim it out. So I trimmed it out about 1/4 of an inch, and then we are going to glue this down right about there, just to give it like a grounding. And for this, I am going to use liquid glue, and I only want a bead of glue right along this border. That makes that real easy to glue down. So I'm going to take this and put that right about there, just like so. And this one I used some of the clear jewels on it, but you know, I didn't really like those with that gold. So I tied a bow using the soft succulent open weave ribbon. And I think I'm going to put that bow right there. And I'm going to use a glue dot to put that bow down on, because that's my favorite way to glue down bows. They hold so well. And we're going to put that bow right there. And then that card is done. What do y'all think? This one or this one? I love the one with the bow. Hey Margie! How are you? You won something today. Did you know what you won? Let me show you what you won. What did I do with it? Oh, it's got Margie's name on it. You won that beautiful bedazzled paper. Woohoo! So my microphone is sounding funny. I don't know why. It seems like I've just had issues all day today, y'all. I'll get that paper out and mailed out to you tomorrow, Margie. I like the one with the bow too. It adds so much more to it than just those gems. I don't know why it's going in and out. Let's see. It's connected to my camera. Okay, is that sounding better? Thank y'all so much. And I would stay and do that last card, but it is, I have to run. I probably was a little bit over zealous in trying to do two, but here's the cards that we did. This is the one that I did ahead of time, and this is the one that I made on the channel by adding that little bit of lace. And then this is the one that I did off camera, and then this is the one I did adding the bow. And I did change up the sentiments on those, but I kept this one the same. Yes, Margie, happy birthday. I know this paper is gorgeous. And here's the other card that I didn't make, but I'm going to do another video showing how to make this one. So this paper and this bundle is to die for. It is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, Eden's garden. What wouldn't be beautiful about that? Look at those flowers and those beautiful sprigs, and the sentiments are just right. I mean, they're spot on. I love the one that says, "My heart is tied to yours. Tug if you need anything." You know, Stampin' Up! Has such beautiful sentiments. I don't know who does their writing, but they should write for Hallmark. All right, everybody, I'm going to let y'all go for now. I just want to thank you so much for tuning in, for staying here and putting up with me. Don't forget, when this video is over, go over and make a comment. You give me about 15 to 20 or 30 minutes and go and leave a comment about what you like about these cards or what you didn't like about them. And this particular bundle and suite will not be available for purchase until November the 2nd. It will go on sale on November the 2nd. Me being a demonstrator, I was able to pre-order so that I could bring all of these beautiful things to y'all and show you how pretty it is. So when I get ready to do something else, I am going to do this in a different color with some different paper. And I think it's going to be gorgeous. So I love you all so much. Yeah, please do go back and watch the replay. I love y'all so very much, and as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is worthy. Mwah! I love you so much, and until we craft again, God bless and keep you. Bye-bye.